multiplying and dividing numbers in scientific notation. If you remember from a previous video, we learned about multiplying numbers with exponents that had the same base. And remember, it was all about that base. The same thing is going to apply when multiplying and dividing numbers written in scientific notation. For example, remember when we had a problem like 7 to the 4th times 7 to the 5th? Our bases were the same. We brought the base over and we added our exponents. Not only did you watch a previous video over multiplying and dividing exponents with the same base, but you created a foldable as well. So this foldable will help you with multiplying and dividing numbers in scientific notation. With that said, if you need to, look at your foldable. What was the rule for dividing numbers with the same base? So in this case, if we had 4 to the 5th divided by 4 to the 3rd, the bases are the same. We bring it over. In this time, we subtract our exponents. Remember, we can write division problems this way, and we can also write them this way as well. Okay, so here's our first problem, multiplying numbers in scientific notation. When people see this problem, they freak out. They think, oh my goodness, I need to go 2 times 10 to the 6th power. I need to figure out 10 to the 6th power. Then I need to multiply it by 2. Then I need to do 10 to the 6th power over here, multiply it by 5.4, and then I have to multiply those two numbers together. Good grief, this will take me forever. However, if we apply what we know about the properties of exponents and what we know about multiplication, this problem isn't a problem. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the first number in each of these numbers that's written in scientific notation, the 2 and the 5.4. Let's multiply those together. What is 5.4 times 2? Well, 4 times 2 is 8, and 2 times 5 is 10. We have one decimal place, so we move our decimal over 1. That wasn't so bad, was it? So now we have 10.8. But wait, I know you're saying, Miss Griffith, what about this times 10 business? What do we do there? Well, when multiplying numbers in scientific notation, we can keep them written in scientific notation. And we know that scientific notation is always a number times 10 with an exponent. To get our exponent, we really have no decimal moves to count. But then we flash back to when we were multiplying numbers in exponential form with the same base. These two numbers have the same base. What can we do with their exponents? That's right. We add them and we get 12. Now, many of you will be tempted to say, oh, I'm done, and walk away. But now let's look at this problem, or let's look at our answer. We know that scientific notation has to have, this first number has to be greater than 1, which it is, but less than 10, which it is not. So we need to change this number to fit those rules. We look at this and we know if we move our decimal point one more time, that would work. So that would leave us with 1.08, which is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. Well, if we moved it one more, what does more mean? More means to add, and we add 1 to our exponent of 12, which will give us an exponent of 13. Okay, so now we're getting ready to do the dreaded D word, division. and we divide numbers in scientific notation under the same basic procedures as we multiplied the numbers in scientific notation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide the first numbers. So we set up our division problem, and we have 7.86 divided by 3. We're going to shoot our decimal straight up. We've already got it placed, so we don't have to worry about that. And now we say 3 goes into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Drop down the 8. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 18 is 0. Drop down our 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. And we have no remainder. Good. That wasn't so bad. So now we have 2.62. We know we're going to keep it in scientific notation, so times 10. Now, with multiplying numbers with the same base, we added the exponents. What do we do when we divide numbers with the same base? We subtract our exponents. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now we think we're done, but remember, always look at your answer and see if it fits the rules for scientific notation. Look at your first. Is this number greater than or equal to 1? Is it less than 10? Well, yes, it is. Good job. Now that we've looked at the first number, we know it's good to go. The rest of it, the times 10 to the 5th, well, we didn't change the place of our decimal any, so we didn't need to add or subtract anything to that exponent, so we're good. Our problem's done. That's about it for this video on multiplying and dividing numbers in scientific notation. Come to class tomorrow with questions that you may have, ready to dive into this wide world of problems. So remember, until next time, be the Fruit Loop in the bowl of life's Cheerios.